Well, hello everyone. Right now, I'm going to be reviewing the chapter 6 notes, starting with 6.1. Please follow along and take notes as I take notes. So, chapter 6, we are overall dealing with polynomials. We will be adding, subtracting, multiplying, and factoring polynomials. So before we do that, 6.1 is all about definitions. All right, so a monomial, first off, is a number, a variable, or a product of numbers and variables with whole number exponents. So if we look at these examples, 5 is a monomial. It's a number all by itself. X is a monomial. Negative 7xy is also a monomial because those are being multiplied, the x and the y. 0.5x to the fourth power, this is a positive exponent, it is a monomial. Something that wouldn't be a monomial would be something like negative 0.2x to the negative 2. That negative 2 makes it not a monomial because we cannot have a negative exponent in an answer. Z divided by x to the third is not a monomial because this is in the denominator. If it's in the denominator, technically to make it in the numerator, it would be zx to the negative 3, and that makes it not a monomial. 4x minus y is not a monomial because they're actually being separated. This is indeed two monomials. A monomial has to be joined together, like what you see here in the monomials example. The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of the variable. A constant, however, keep in mind, has a degree of 0. So in the term of 5x, 5 is a number. It has a degree of 0. X has a degree of 1, even though we technically don't see it because anything to the 1 power is itself. So the degree of 5x is 1. Let's look at the degree for this number 4. We have negative 2, that's a number, a squared, b4. The number has a degree of 0. The a, has a degree of 2, and b has a degree of 4. So 2 plus 4 plus 0, the degree of this monomial is 6. If we look at number 2 is just a number. Again, it's a constant, and the degree of any constant is 0. So the degree of that monomial is 0. Go ahead and try number 3. Always pause and try the problems when I tell you to try the problem. So pause and try the problem. All right, now we're back. X has a degree of 3 and Y has a degree of 2. I'm sorry, X has an exponent of 3 and Y has an exponent of 2. So the degree of the whole monomial is equal to 3 plus 2, which is 5. All right. So a monomial, mono meaning 1. Now we talk about polynomial. Poly means many. So a polynomial is the sum or difference of monomials. Sometimes they'll refer to the whole thing as a polynomial, but a poly is really the sum or difference of monomials. When we have a polynomial, we're going to have terms. Terms are the part of an expression being added or subtracted. And I'm reading the vocabulary here. The degree of a polynomial is the degree of the term with the greatest degree. So the degree of a polynomial is the degree of the term with the greatest degree. Let's look at it in number 1. For number 1, I see a plus, a minus, and a plus. That tells me that I have one term, two terms, minus sign, 3 terms, and a plus sign, 4 terms. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and I can tell because it's separated by the plus or minus sign. So there's 4 terms to this polynomial. For this polynomial, the highest degree is going to be the monomial with the highest degree. So for the first term, we have 3x to the 4. The degree is 4. For the second term, we have 5x to the second power. Remember, 5 has a degree of 0 and x has a exponent of 2. So the degree of that is 2. Then we have 7x. The degree of that term is 1. And then we have the number 1, just a constant. So the degree of that is 0. The highest degree then is 4. Let's look at number 2. For number 2, again, we want to know it's a polynomial because there's many terms going on. How many terms do we have? Look for your plus or minus. So before the plus, that's 1 term. Before the minus, that's another term. Here's another term, and here's another term. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms in this polynomial. Let's look at the degrees. So I have x to the third, y to the second. The degree is going to be 5. The degree, x to the second, y to the third, is 5. The degree for the next term, x to the fourth, is 4. And the degree for the last term, 2y to the x, I don't see a number for the exponent, but anything to the 1 power is itself. So those are technically 1s, which means the degree of this is 2. What is the degree of the polynomial? It's the highest degree, which is 5. So the degree of the whole polynomial is 5. You try number 3. Remember to pause. All right, so hopefully you have paused and you tried number 3. You should have had 1, 2 different terms. The degree of the first term was 4, and the degree of the next term was 3. So the degree of the whole polynomial is 4, because that was the highest degree. And there were 2 terms. All right, so next vocabulary, we're going to talk about the standard form of a polynomial. Some of those were standard and some were not. But if you're going to have the standard form of a polynomial, it must be written in order from the greatest degree to the least degree. The leading coefficient of the polynomial will be the number in front of the first term when it is in standard form. So it has to be in standard form, like 2x to the fourth, 3x to the third, 2x to the second, x to the 1, and then 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then once it's in order, in terms of degree, the leading coefficient is that number right there in the front. So let's look at number 1. Is this in order? So we have 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, and 4 terms. Let's look at the degree of each term. The degree of the first term is 1. The degree of the second term is 3. The degree of this term is 0. And the degree of this last term is 2. They are not in order. So we have to write it in order for it to be in standard form. The degree with the 3 will go first, including the sign. So it becomes negative 4x to the third. And then the one with 2 minus x to the second. Then the one with 1 plus 20x. And then the one with 0 plus 2. So 4, 3, 1, I'm sorry, 4, no, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is in standard form. Now that it's in standard form, let's answer the questions. How many terms are there? Well, we already know 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 terms. What is the leading coefficient? The leading coefficient is this number in front of the first term, and that is -4. The highest degree, the one in the front, is 3. Go ahead and try number 2 and number 3. You're going to go ahead and pause, reflect, and try number 2 and number 3. All right, now that you are back, you should have had 1 term, 2 term, and 3 term. The degrees would have been 5, 3 plus 2, 9, 4 plus 5, and 1. So now we're going to put this in order. We should have had x to the 4th, y 5, and then plus y 3, x to the 2, and then here with the 1, so plus 4y. So 9, 5, and 1. This is in standard form. The leading coefficient, the number that's in front of the first term, can't see it, technically means it's a 1. The number of terms is 3, and the highest degree was 9. For number 3, we should have had 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, and 4 term. Degree would have been 5, 8, 10, and 0. And so when we put that in order, in standard form, we would have 14 m 9y, and it's positive. After this would be here, minus 3y8, and then the 5, so plus 18y5, and then the 0, plus 1. This is now in standard form. That's our answer here in standard form. The leading coefficient, the number in front, is 14, and the number of terms was 4. Now, we've been talking about the terms and how many terms there are, what are the degrees. That's because that's how we name the polynomial. So if the degree of the polynomial is 0, it's just a constant. If the highest degree is 1, it is linear. If the highest degree is 2, we know that polynomial will be quadratic. If it's 3, it is cubic. If it's 4, it is quartic. And if it's 5, it's quintic. Anything above that is just the number degree. So if it's 6, it's a 6th degree something. If it's 7, it's a 7th degree. If it's 12, it's a 12th degree. If it's 25, it's a 25th degree something. And then we also name it in terms of the term. So if it only has 1 term, it's a monomial. 2 terms, it's a binomial, like bicycle. I don't know, all the bi stuff are slipping my mind. But 2 is bi, so binomial. 3 is tri, like tricycle, tripod. So if it's 3 terms, it's a trinomial. And if it's 4 or more, we just call it a polynomial. All right, so for example, let's look at number 1. Is this in standard form? Yes. 5x minus 6, 1 degree, and then 0. What is the highest degree? This is a degree of 1. So the highest degree is 1. And there are 2 terms. As such, okay, how's my pen? One moment, my pen has decided that it's not working. Okay, so the highest degree is 1, and there are 2 terms. So this is a linear binomial. And I'm getting that directly from the table. Highest degree is 1, and there were 2 terms. It's a linear binomial. Let's look at number 2. Is this in standard form? Let's see. Highest degree is 2, 1, 0. Okay. So the highest degree is 2, and there's 1, 2, 3 terms. Now I look at my chart. This is going to be a quadratic trinomial. And yes, knowing the name is important because we use it for our vocabulary. So we do need to know 1, linear, 2, quadratic, 3, cubic, 4, quartic, 4 quarters make a dollar, 5, quintic, and then etc. 1 is mono, 2 is bi, 3 is tri, and anything extra is poly. Now let's look at number 3. We have 6 to the x to the 7th power. So that's 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, 4 term. These look like they're not all in standard form. The degree is 7, 2, 1, 0. So the highest degree is 7. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So this is called a 7th degree polynomial. All right, we have one more. Go ahead and pause and try it. All right, now that you are back, I went ahead and started. I'm going to put this in standard form. So we have x to the 3 plus x squared plus x plus 2. Greatest to least. The greatest degree is 3. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So this is a cubic polynomial. So now let's go ahead and add and subtract now that we've done all the vocabulary. When we are adding and subtracting polynomials, we distribute the sign and then we pretty much are combining like terms. Right? So here we have a positive in front of that parentheses. So we technically just have 3x squared plus 2x. This positive is like a positive 1. We're going to distribute it to get rid of the other parentheses. So this is now positive 1 times negative x. Positive 1 times negative 1x will give me negative x. And then positive 1 times positive 9 is going to give me a plus 9. From here, I'm just going to combine like terms, and I like to do it with the highest degree first. So I look, the highest degree is x squared. Is there any more? Nope. So I have 3x squared. All right, then I look, the next one I have is an x. Are there any more x's? I see some. So this is a positive 2x minus x. Well, 2x minus x is going to give me x. And then at the end now here, I have a plus 9. So is this in standard form? Yes. I am done. Can I add 3x squared and x together? No, because those are not like terms. Can I add the x and the 9 together? No, they are not like terms. So I am all done. Now that I'm all done, I'm going to go ahead and find out what is this, right? The highest degree is 2, and there are 3 terms. So this is going to be a quadratic trinomial. They might ask you the leading coefficient. It's the number in the front. The leading coefficient is 3. Now let's do this with a subtraction. Come on down. We're going to subtract number 3. So we have, I guess I could. X squared plus 3x minus 2 minus 3 x squared plus 5x minus 8. So the first one is already out. That's 6x squared plus 3x minus 2. This next one is in parentheses. It's a -1 in front of it. I do need to distribute that -1. So -1 times +3 gives me -3x squared. And -1 times 5 is going to give me -5x. And then -1 times -8 is going to give me +8. You want to be careful with that -1 because it changes the sign. And if not, you might subtract only the 3x squared and not every number inside the parentheses. Now that you've done this, let's go ahead and combine like terms. So my highest degree is 2. Let me get this x squareds together. Where's the other one? And you want to do it with the sign included in front of it. So 6x squared minus 3x squared is going to give me 3x squared. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try the x's. So I have a positive 3x, and then I have a negative 5x. Well, 3x minus 5x is going to give me negative 2x. And then lastly, I have some numbers, -2 and a +8. -2 plus 8 is going to give me a +6. And that's it. I can't put anything together. It's in standard form. I am done. This is also a quadratic trinomial. And my leading coefficient is +3. I want you to go ahead and pause now. Just try out number 2. Try out number 4. Yes, there's a fraction in it, but that's perfectly fine. It's okay. Go ahead and try those 2 out. Pause, and then press play. All right, now that you have paused it, please try it on your own. Let's go ahead and work it out. So we have here -2x. In front of it is technically a +1. So +1 distributed, it won't change a thing. That gives me -2x squared plus 5.6x minus 7. This has a -1 in front of it. Remember that negative is going to change all your signs, so please be careful. We have now -3.8, and it's done. 3.8 x cubed minus 7 plus x squared. And now we're just going to combine like terms. So my highest degree is 3. I could clearly see it, guys. I should. Once I see that, boom, with the sign in front of it, I know my first term is going to be -3.8 x to the third. X to the third. And then my x squareds, positive x squared, and I have a negative x squared. Those are it. So -2x squared plus x squared is going to give me -1 x squared. Then I'm going to look for my next term, which will be my x. It's a positive 5.6x, so it's just plus 5.6x. And then lastly, we have -7 minus 7. So we have a -14. Is it in standard form? Yes, I'm all good. I am done. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and the highest degree is 3. It is a cubic polynomial. And the leading coefficient is going to be -3.8. All right, now let's look at number 4. It's positive in front of both of the parentheses, so I'm really just distributing a +1. And of course, it doesn't change the signs. So we have 1/5 x squared plus 2x minus 3. And this is also a positive one, so nothing is going to change with the signs. Plus 2/5 x squared plus 6 minus 5x to the 4. And then we are going to combine like terms. We have a positive highest degree. Oh, highest degree is 4 out here. So that's going to be the first one. We have negative 5x to the 4th. Now, can you combine like terms and then put it in standard form? Yes. I personally just like to do them both at the same time. So we have negative 5x4. Now let's look for the next one. The next highest is going to be the x squareds. So we have a positive 2/5 x squared and a positive 1/5 x squared. So all that gives me is 3/5 x squared. Now let's look for the next highest term. It's going to be 2x. Any more x's? Nope. So I have a plus 2x. And then lastly, I have those constant, those numbers that I can work with. And that's a -3 and a +6, which is going to give me +3. And so voila, here's my answer in standard form. They might ask you, how many terms does it have? It has 4 terms. What's the highest coefficient? 4. So it is a quartic. 4 quarters make a dollar. So a quartic, 1, 2, 3, polynomial. Leading coefficient, that would be -5. How many terms does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the highest degree? It's 4. So it depends on which part of the question they are asking you. All right, now let's look at some word problems. Yay! It says a rectangle has a length of 5x plus 2. I recommend you draw the picture. Draw a rectangle. And a width of 4x plus 6. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? Well, here's a rectangle-ish. Length of 5x plus 2. Width of 4x plus 6. And they want to know what is the perimeter. Well, how do we find the perimeter? To find the perimeter of anything, you add all the sides. So if this is 5x plus 2, I know that this should be 5x plus 2. And I know that if this is 4x plus 6, this is also 4x plus 6. And so if you're going to find the perimeter, you just want to add all the sides. That means 5x plus 2 plus 5x plus 2. And they're all added, so I don't have to change the signs. Plus 4x plus 6 plus 4x plus 6. And then I'm just going to combine my terms. Now, if you wanted to just do the 4x plus 6 and got 8x plus 12 automatically, that's fine. You can do shortcuts in this case. But I'm going to do the 5x plus 5x plus 4x plus 4x and simplify. Go ahead and pause and try it out on your own now that I have the setup. All right, so you should have gotten 18x plus 16 as your perimeter. It's just you adding up all the sides. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 is a little bit more tricky. It says the perimeters of the figures below are equal. Find the missing side. So I know that the perimeter, again, adding all the sides of the rhombus is equal to the triangle, but oh my goodness, I don't know what that is. So let's try and find the perimeter of the rhombus. Pause and go ahead. All right, so now that you're back, you should have had 3x minus 4 plus 3x minus 4 plus 2x plus 2x. Again, you want to simplify and make it 4x. That's perfectly fine. You combine your like terms, 3x plus 3x, that's 6x, 2x and 2x. You know what, let me go ahead. And that's going to give me 10x. Minus 4 and minus 4 is going to give me minus 8. So I know the perimeter is 10x minus 8. I know the triangle should be equal to that. How much of the triangle do I have right now? I know two sides, which is 2x plus 6, and the other 2x plus 6. Go ahead and add those together. What do you get? Pause. All right, so now that you're back, we should have 4x plus 12. Well, if you know that this is 4x plus 12 so far, and you know that the whole thing should equal 10x minus 8 because they're equal, let's go ahead then and solve for the missing side. So 10x minus 8, which is the perimeter that it should be, minus 4x plus 12. And that's going to be different because now we're subtracting. Whenever you're subtracting, you need to put it in parentheses because everything in there needs to be subtracted. So now you have 10x minus 8 minus 4x minus 12. 10x minus 4x is going to give me 6x. And negative 8 minus 12 is going to give me negative 20. That is the side that's missing. All right. Now that you are finished with your notes, go ahead and turn it in tomorrow. Bye-bye.